Hello, and welcome to the stream. I'm Victoria Corva, you can call me V, and I've returned today to Fallen London. A game that is so weird and so fun that I can't really get enough of it. Although, of course, I've been trying to save all of the best stuff for on stream. So hello to everyone who's here right now. Hello to Invader Zan. Hi, hello to Crazypedia, and anyone else who hasn't made themselves known. So to start with, I was thinking, I did hear that the post spiders did arrive this morning and had left all of my letters webbed up around my doorway, so I think perhaps it's time to catch up on correspondence. Let's have a look. Oh my goodness, it just refreshed. Mitch, hello and welcome. So, in our correspondence, let me just browse this and see if there's anything here that I actually need to keep up on. No, I think that this is all just updates, so we'll start here. So, we have a message from Alquill. Alquill wants your help investigating someone. Can you trust them to share their findings? A little detective work. Alright, let's go have a start at that with our friend Alquill. Oh, I thought I accepted it. Did I not accept it? Oh, that did it! Alquill was right. The affluent photographer is mixed up with revolutionaries. You now have 1 times trailing the affluent photographer. Interesting. I guess these will be quite straightforward then. So Alquill has tickets for the forbidden play, The Seventh Letter. You must go. I accept. They say only 6 letters of it should ever be written together. The 7th will doom all. A twist in your tale. You are now seeing through the eyes of Icarus. You gained a new quality, Nightmares. And you now have 20 times Maniac's Prayer. Interesting. So that's a new currency I haven't unlocked yet. That's exciting. What does seeing through the eyes of Icarus mean? Alquill, what have you signed me up for? Let's see. Ursat's Mouse wants you to help uncover the source of that green light that's seen reflected from shop windows and mirrors. What lurks behind the mirrors? You know, I've been wondering about that green light. I accept. One of you, regrettably, is in the wrong place to do that. Oh, so I can't do that yet. I'll wait and see if Ursat's Mouse arrives so I can get some advice. And Ninetail would like to send you a box of something. V, I simply could not help but think of you when I came across this little marvel. Ooh. I'm quite sure you'll understand why when you see it. 9. Oh, okay. You have a surprise package from Ninetailed. Click on it in your inventory. Let's go have a look at that. Surprise package. Oh, it's probably not here yet until I refresh. That was what we discovered last time. Alright, surprise package. A bundle of oddities. The paper slides aside. Did I get nothing? Oh no, it's happening now. Unwrap it and we see something contradictory. A compact package, lumpy, not the most fragrant. Okay. A waft of rat stink? Oh no. Someone has prepared a parcel of dead rats for sending. This is not unknown in Fallen London. Sorry. But the rats are venge rats, that sleek, rare, savage assassin breed. Someone has stuffed them with diamonds, and these words on the wrapping, done because we are too many. Is this a gift? A warning? A punishment? A reward? So I now have 10 times venge rat corpses and 5 ostentatious diamonds. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Thank you, Ninetailed, for this fantastic gift. I suppose I should send these venge rats on if it's not an uncommon gift. Oh man. Zan says, a parcel of dead rats, that popular gift. Exactly. Exactly. I couldn't have asked for something better. And I did also have a postcard from Ninetailed. Dearest V, I had the pleasure of attending the opening reading of your latest work in The Singing Mandrake. Oh, my mushroom epic! Oh, it's really getting around. It warms my heart and what remains of my soul that the gift of the word has not left you, but you simply must tell me where in under and beneath did you happen upon the idea of writing such things about mushrooms? Your ability to find joy in the commonplace never ceases to amaze. Well, we'll write a short response to Ninetailed if I can remember how to do... Can I remember how to send postcards? I cannot. We'll do that another time then. That's a lovely letter from Ninetailed. I'm very pleased to hear that my mushroom epic is making the rounds. Jubal Barker, welcome. Jubal says, I'm curious how there are 5 diamonds and 10 corpses. Like, diamond stuffed rats is weird, but there's something weirder about having a diamond stuffed into every other rat. Absolutely, that is a very strong point. I don't know. How stuffed in were they? Because we did find them, presumably I didn't get the rats and then immediately start cutting them open. So, were there just 10 rats and some diamonds kind of vaguely plonked in the middle? Were there rats stitched together and I could see the diamond through? I don't know. It is very weird. Sario, welcome. Sario says, I think I'm here. Oh, that's good. I think you're here as well. Jubal says, is it like the thing where you put an apple in a roast hog's mouth, maybe? Yeah, maybe. That's a much more pleasant image. Oh, I should do the general content warning. Fallen London is kind of a horror game in the sense that there are horrible things in it, like spiders and dead things. And I think a small amount of, like, gore and grossness, but in general, it's a very fun game. It's just that if you have a problem with spiders or gore, I suppose, drug use, you might not like this game, even though it's all fantastic. Veda-san says rat roast. Yeah. Well, so, now that we've caught up on our correspondence, and I'm very excited to have received so many quests and messages, I was thinking we should return to Ladybones Road, which in fact that's where we are right now, because I believe I have now increased my seeking off stream to the point where we could advance our investigation into the tattooed couriers and how they are what messages they are smuggling through tattoos. Saria says my internet is quite unstable, so I don't know if I'll be able to stay. That's completely fine. Thank you so much for coming, and we're happy to have you for as long as we have you. Jubal says, as the son of an arachnologist, kind of had to get used to the spider thing from an early age. I find them quite cute. Oh, fair enough. I have a inherited fear of spiders that I have been working to get more used to. I want to get to the point eventually where I could hold a spider and not really be bothered. I am not at that point yet. But thankfully, fictional spiders I don't have as much trouble with. Lichen Bites, hello and welcome, Lichen Bites. Lovely to see you. Crazy says, I'll be fine as long as jump scares are at a minimum. I don't think there's going to be any jump scares. This is an entirely text-based game. So I think we're all good. Let's see. So, I want to continue finding the tattooed courier's contact. So, my seeking would need 5, I have 6, so it says, the next step in the case. You've gathered enough information to continue your investigation. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry to hear that. It was lovely to see you briefly, and I hope you have a great rest of the day. Alright, let's continue this story. Oh, my hands made like a really weird, like, popping sound. Anyway. Leave the story lit and return to Ladybone Roads. Oh, yeah, okay. Making your name. Find a tattooed courier's contact. An ancient power? The courier has been talking to a gin-soaked actress. I love the titles in this game. Investigate the actress. Who is this old drunk? Is she buying information or selling it? The constables are willing to pay you to find out. Well, it's only a modest challenge, so I'll give it a go. Oh, like it's your Roseback? Oh, hi, Roseback. Oh, that's lovely. It's always so funny when I'm on Twitch, people have completely different usernames, but now I know. Hello, Like Advice. I do know you, and it is lovely to have you here. I'm sorry that it's usually too early for you. It's very hard to find a good time to stream that's good for everyone, so I just kind of chose what was good for me. Let's see. So, 80% chance of success. We can try again if we fail, probably. So, let's give it a go. Oh, failed. A woman of habit. On the first day, she goes out to a wretched gin shop. On the second to the same wretched gin shop. Is that meant to be an emote? Oh, it's meant to be a swear. Damn it, woman. Do something else, or at least buy some food. Try again, you may have better luck. My seeking dropped to 5. So if I want to be able to do this, if I don't succeed on the next one, I'll have to do more seeking to try. I'm going to give it another go, though. Alright. Let's see if this time we can get some information from her. Ooh. Like a spider without the sorrow. You've not had a scrap of payment from the constables as yet, but hope springs eternal. You hold a damp and chilly vigil outside the actress's door. Subtle. The gin-soaked actress makes a few visits to a wretched gin shop. You discount the visits at first, but she doesn't seem to be contacting anyone else. The third time she visits the gin shop, you are hiding near the back door. From your coal bunker, you see an urchin girl climb out of an upper window and scuttle away across the rooftops. There's no catching her now, but a little more surveillance and you'll be ready for her next time. Continue investigating to unlock more of this story. Interesting! Oh, we're finding things out. Okay. Amika, welcome! Amika says, hell yeah, catching the Full in London stream. Yeah, it's a good time, hopefully. I mean, I like Full in London. Jabal says, I'm basically this name everywhere, Masso included. Yes, I didn't have trouble recognizing you. I'm by Corva most places, so that's nice. But every now and then, someone has already taken my name, and I'm like, who are you, mysterious other Victoria Corva? But, you know. Let's see. A professional reward. What unlocked this? Unlocked my profession is a minor. I'm a minor poet right now, okay. Unlocked with an earnest payment. What is this? Thou shalt not bind the church bat's ears, and the labourer is worthy of his reward. Sounds odd. I do want a reward. As the book Timorous and St. Syriac's exceptionally New Testament has it, of course you may not consider yourself a labourer or a hymn, but everyone likes rewards. Oh, this is my income from my job as an artist. Okay, so every day I get to... Every day? Every week? What are those things? The artist reward is someone will one day say that terrible mood of depression of whether it's any good or not. Also money. Or I can get professional perks from my job. Well, it's going to take me 4 actions to get the money. I'll still be able to end my earnest of payment afterwards. I might just get the perks because they're free right now and we can get on with other things. Ooh. Look at this. Lose half your nightmares. Well, I only have 1 nightmare. I'm not worried about that. Half my suspicion. I don't have any. Half my scandal. I only have 1. Half my wounds. I've already lost my wounds. Gain second chances. 1 of each, you might need them. Ooh. Or gain a trade secret. I want that. How do I get that? I need 4 professional perks and I don't have 1 yet. Okay, so I'll take the second chances because those are useful. So I have 1 hard lesson, 1 hastily scrawled warning note, 1 confident smile, 1 sudden insight, and I've lost 1 professional perk. Okay. Interesting. Alright. So the artist rewards will probably give me the perks and then I spend the perks. I see what's going on here. Cool. Invader Zan says, I've discovered other Invader Zans before. It's weird. In fact, that's thing called... Oh, I think that's why I have the underscore here on Twitch. Oh. Amika says you get both the perks and the payment. Oh, do you think I should spend it now? I feel like we're quite early in the stream to be spending 4 on money, but on the other hand, I do like money. And, Ursat's mouse did give me a bunch of fates, so I might be able to make it up if I run out of actions. Let's see. Let's get the money. 500 jade fragments and lost 1 earnest of payment. That's what I hand in to get money. Your work adorns the edges of theatre posters and lurks in the darker corners of dubious newspapers. You're building a reputation and earning a crust. Amazing. Okay, so my minor poet work is still going on. Ooh, I've got a new message. What's this? Oh, it's just telling me about my stats. That's fine. Every time you get payment once a week, you can flip your deck and find the high-frequency card, A Gift of Time, which gives you 10 actions. Oh, I thought that was... I didn't know I had to do my job to do that. Thank you very much, Amaka. That's very good to know. Let me look through some of my cards. I've been hanging on to the Niece Mysteries. But I don't think I'm high enough to deal with it yet, but I really liked it. What was... Reminders, Brighter Days. Let's check the newspaper. You scan the classified advertisements at the rear of the Gazette. Many are offering a sale of unlikely contraptions, but a good number are people looking for flowers or songbirds or pictures of the sky. Unfortunately, I don't have enough scraps of incendiary gossip to get anything out of this yet. I might just remove that then and see if we can get something else. What was the Niece Mysteries? They say the Niece destiny is bound with these deepest secrets. Are your eyes on these futures? The show is cancelled, the poster claims. Mahogany Hall, London's most notorious music hall and theatre, is closed tonight. You know better. You have 2 tickets to a secret performance of the forbidden 7th letter. Oh, we were just hearing about that. Find a friend. You don't want to see that alone. That's... Oh, I think that's the thing. That's what I was going to see with Ursat's Mask, but we both had to be in the same place or something? That's interesting. A singular phrase. Okay, I need walking the fallen cities for that, touched by fingerwork, and approaching the gates of the garden to get any of those. I don't know. I want to do this. But maybe I won't do that right now. What other cards do we have? Amaka says I wouldn't backseat this much usually, but it's very much in my best interest that the stream lasts. Yeah, I really appreciate the help. Fallen London is an absolutely amazing game, but there is so much to it that I often don't have a single clue what I am supposed to do or what would be a sensible ton of events. So while I'm not like, please backseat, I am like, I mean, if I'm not understanding something, I don't mind if you clarify. That's very helpful. Jabal Vargas says I would absolutely put an advert in the Gazette looking for burbs. Oh, Calmly Enveloped, welcome. Oh my goodness, so many people today. So let's have a look at these new random events. The Rooftop Urchins. They're an eerie lot, the gangs of kids who rule the roofs of London. They hear things up there, things the wind forgot. Change how Londoners address you. A grubby urchin eyes you warily, encourage him to approach. You have some business for him. This will give you the opportunity to change how you are dressed in Fallen London. Okay, so there's a bunch of other things you can do that I haven't unlocked, but I want to do this one. Change how I'm addressed? Like get a new title? A grubby inquiry. The urchin tugs your sleeve. Hello, people are wondering how they should address you. Let us know and we'll pass the word around. Oh, and you can change it later. Excellent. Okay. Ooh. Sir, no need for anything fancy. Sir will do fine. Madam, you'll have none of those airs and graces. Citizen, a term of address popular among those of the egalitarian sentiment. Deacon, maybe on the surface you were a member of the church. Perhaps you kept your title. Perhaps even your faith. There's so many! Lieutenant, you were once an officer, or maybe you'd like to be taken for one. Private, your bearing is suitably military. Doctor, did you study medicine? Lady, do you come from a noble family? No one here will know unless you tell them. Lord, perhaps you're born to a noble title. Maybe you want people to think you are. Your question is unnecessary. There are individuals roaming the streets of Fallen London with the faces of squid. Squid! Titles are nonsense here. If you enjoy people being unsure how to address you, this option will result in you being addressed as, sir, mad, yes, regardless of context. Well, that's obviously the front runner. I like Sir and Lord, but I love the idea of people just being utterly confused by my very existence. Plus, I get to yell about the faces of squid again, which is always a plus. Sam, I see that you're on board with this. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. How many? Oh, I only needed 200 whispered hints to unlock this option. What else is there? There's loads for the future. Monster Hunter? Correspondent! Anyway, sorry. I want everyone to be really confused about me. Let's go. The urchin nods. Alright, sir, mad, yes? I'll let people know your preference. Thanks. So I'll get this option again. It's literally just listed as yes. Just fantastic. Call Me Enveloped says I like some of the Fediverse titles, to be honest, like Pixel, Villain, Fairy, etc. Yes. Well, people have a lot more freedom there, I think. Let's click here. Alright, what else did we have? Oh, that's a big squid. Click. Okay. Slime and Amber, the Rubbery Men. Rubbery men are social outcasts. Their physiognomy? I'm not sure how that's pronounced. Physiognomy is distressing, and they lack the wealth necessary for acceptable eccentricity. One approaches you now. Rubbery men. What? Shake hands. Oh my gosh, they're like Octodad squid heads. Yes! I'm finally meeting a squid! This was one of my main goals for the stream. Did you see the title today? Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm getting really high-pitched in my excitement. I'm gonna calm it down, but I am really excited. Jamal says, Squid, sir? You think me a squid? This face is that of a cuttlefish, and a nobly born one at that. We do not simply allow ourselves to be addressed in the style of lesser cephalopods. Good day, sir. Sam says, I too lack the wealth necessary for acceptable eccentricity. Oh my goodness. Okay. Shake hands, air quotes. I just smacked my microphone while I was doing air quotes. No one can see me. I just want you to know that whenever there's like really weird noises on the microphone, it's probably just me smacking it in my excitement by accident. Hamaka says, same here, but don't let it stop me. Absolutely. Okay. The rubbery man lopes toward you, tentacles aquiver. It extends one rippling handicle. Does it want you to take it? Ooh, it gains you a favor, but also increases your scandal. I do, if this rubbery man wants me to shake his hand, of course I will do it. But anyway, let's look. Give it some amber. It points one gloved hand at the pocket where you're keeping the warm amber, and burbles a mucus-filled question. Does it want it back? Interesting. Follow the rubbery man and the constable into an alley. Ever since the tentacled entrepreneur ran for mayor, the constables have done more to protect the rubbery men. But the specials don't work for free. You could intercept the protection payment. What? No! I want the rubbery men to be welcome in the Neath. Oh my goodness. Calmly Enveloped says ACAP. Exactly. Oh my... Ugh. Okay, well, if it's not actually wanting me to shake its rippling handicle and it wants me to give it the amber, I suppose I should do that, right? Oh, but I do love the idea of shaking hands with a rubbery man. No, it's asking for the amber. I'm going to give it the amber. It snuffles in gratitude. It? Why do you find yourself thinking instead that this one is she? Regardless, it or she hands you a slimy fistful of more ordinary deep amber. 50 nodules of deep amber, and I have a favor with the rubbery men. Oh, I think that went quite well. Ooh, that was a good choice. That was a good choice, I think. And Jamal Barker says, all cuttlefish accumulate bravado. I swear, I always have the best chat in the world. Sam says, hooray for squid favors. Agreed. Moving on. What else we've got? I'm really enjoying these random events at the moment. I should probably be trying to progress. I mean, I definitely want to do some mushroom poetry today, obviously. But I am enjoying these cards. What's this? The aftermath of the Great Sink of 1899. After very nearly being swallowed up by the earth again, London slowly recovers. Streets that weren't riven with cracks are patched over. Buildings that collapsed are rebuilt. Wander the streets. How is London faring? Oh, what? Huh? The passing of a crisis. Life in London slowly returns to normal. Well, what passes for normal in London. Urchin gangs run in packs through the patched-up streets. Reconstruction has sufficiently advanced that ministry auditors finally find the time to condemn building facades with overly licentious curves. The city heals and forgets its pain, assured once more that it will never die. But I've gained 2 secluded addresses, I have 10 romantic notions, and someone is coming. apparently. I went from 0 to 2. What does that mean? Who is coming? They seem scary. Oh, what? Amika says this was a social cooperative event you're seeing in the aftermath. Interesting. It did look like that because it said it was because the construction of the city was like 10,000 or something insane. So, okay, cool. All right. Good. Yes. More cards. Admirer, stranded urchin. Maybe I'll leave that for now. I'm going to go do some mushroom poetry. I think it's time to take a trip back to Vale Garden. And the singing mandrake. Lycanbite says, someone is coming, feels so threatening. It absolutely does, and it told me nothing. Amica says, someone is coming, will get you a gift card once it reaches a value currently undisclosed. Well, you don't have to reveal those things to me yet, because I'll be excited when it gets to that stage. But for now, I like not knowing. Oh, don't worry about it. It's easy. It's hard to walk a line, isn't it? It's just letting you know for future. Let's see. Singing mandrake. This pub is the sticky, flawed local for bohemians and socialites, musicians and writers. Even poets take up occupation, fueling their stanzas with copious quantities of the local intoxicants. I guess that's me. Let's get in there. All right. Publish your experience of the prisoner's honey. I think that's the extension of what I've been working on. But literary ambitions I might be powerful enough to do now. My persuasion is so high compared to my other skills. Calmly Enveloped says, lol, there's a place called Spite. Yeah, Spite is like the place where all the criminals hang out. You go there to pick pockets and like run very strange courier missions and stuff. It's weird. I don't have that much experience with Prisoner's Honey. Let's have a look at literary ambitions. Quick commission, hymns to sobriety. A dauntless, temperous campaigner has dared the sinful depths of Vale Garden. She's looking for someone who can bang 2 rhymes together. I mean, will you pay me? I do want to be paid. Oh, you're here because London's being recovered. Oh, let's do it. A stern taskmistress. She watches you with considerable suspicion as you go through your work. As a poet, you are as perilous and unclean as a serpent or a gin bottle. But she acknowledges the quality of your rhymesmanship, thanks you politely, and pays you well. Amazing, so my persuasive is increasing. I've been paid. Okay, cool. Good. Yes, I like that. Oh, there's another one. Ode to the Empress. Let's not do that. Let's publish my experiences with Prisoner's Honey. I have gone to some honey gardens. So... Calvinville says, we'll pay you an exposure. No, they paid me in shards of glim, which I think I'll be able to sell, so... I do only have 31 London pence to my name, so... Anyway. Let's have a look. The magazine formerly known as the London Magazine may be interested in publishing some of the journals you've written about your experiences with Prisoner's Honey. Oh, I need my inspired quality to at least 5 to complete this? Except, how inspired am I? I don't know. Your work deserves a wider audience, after all. Yeah, heck, I'll do it. I'll do anything. I want to get my name out there as a poet. Alright. Now to find successfully colourful material. Back to the honey den! Oh man, okay. Alright. Okay. I have 1 inspired. That's my progress in the venture. Okay, I won't complete it until I've reached 5 in this venture. I see. Well, let's try another literary ambition. A quick commission, Ode to the Empress. A swivel-eyed old patriot is going around the garden offering prizes for poetry celebrating the Empress. He doesn't call her the traitor Empress. Sure, I'll lie about the Empress. Give me money. Give me money for words. A very profitable half hour. Damn me an ode. Who writes odes these days? What do they think this is? The 1820s? You spent a few minutes trying to remember what's actually worth celebrating about the Empress. Ancient, deaf, probably half insane. And there's the treachery thing. Eventually, you dash off some high-sounding drivel about her vigilance and the fierceness of her wrath. The Patriot is delighted, and pays you a hefty chunk of glim. Woo! Okay, more glim. Ooh, okay. Onwards. I think that's going pretty well. Let's have a look at our cards, because I want to get the extra 10. Did this cost anything to do? I'm going to go to the theatre. Find a friend. Oh, this is what I do with Ursat's mouse. So I click it. Oh. I can't invite... Oh, Ursat's mouse in a different setting to me. But I can invite Ninetail. That's why I couldn't do... Ninetail's been sending me... Do you want to go and see... Ninetail, do you want to go and see... the Forbidden Seventh Letter with me? Dearest 9. I hope my message finds you well. I'm hoping to visit this underground performance for the sake of poetic inspiration. For safety in numbers. I forgot a word. I try not to keep these too long because I'm just doing them on the stream and I'm not thinking about them very hard. Alright. We will see if Nine-Tailed Dragon accepts. That's exciting. Common Velvet says, I mean, London fell. Isn't it all underground? It's underground in the metaphorical sense. Alright, okay, that's cleared. And that cost me nothing, so that's nice. Surface ties the admirer. When you came to the Neath, you left an admirer behind. Who was that admirer? Oh, this sounds interesting. Someone you used for gain. You never loved them. You didn't even like them. You used them. Using people and throwing them away is what you do. One of a long line of admirers. They frequently fall in love with you. It happens often enough to be a considerable inconvenience. You are too charming for your own good, it seems. You do try to let them down gently, but that doesn't always work. Or the true love that you had to abandon. You'll never forget your love, and you doubt you will ever love another. But you came down here for a reason, and you will not be denied. I don't want to have an admirer on the surface, so I'm going perhaps not, and I'm discarding you. How about that? Oh, how do I discard it? I can't? I have to do it? What? Common says, I was joking. Apologies that didn't come through. Oh no, I absolutely understood you. That you were joking. I was just going along. I thought it was a good joke. Nine-Tailed Dragon, hello! I've just invited you to go and see the 7th letter with me. The play. Ah, okay, so it's got me about. Yeah, don't worry. It, you know, communication. It's a crapshoot. But I think it went pretty well that time. Let's have a look. I guess I have to do this. I can't discard it. I don't want a true love, a long line of admirers, or to have used someone for gain. How do I not have this? Fine, whatever. Stranded urchin. High above the cobbles lies the Flit, a rooftop kingdom ruled by the city's thieves. An urchin girl has been cast out. The price of her return is a painting. What? She says, picking her nose. You think we don't appreciate art up there? A painting? She shall have a painting. Create a work of staggering brilliance. See what you can scrounge up. You can't move for hopeful artists in the city. There's bound to be something suitable lying about. Well, it sounds like I can make some art myself because I'm persuasive, so let's do it. Fetch brushes, canvas, and coffee. Lots of coffee. Paint sprays. Brushes fray and snap. 3 times you tear the canvas and start over. Before the night is done, you have created a masterpiece. Along the way, you've discovered some new perspective tricks and invented a radical stippling technique that is undoubtedly illegal. It's almost a shame to see a work like this wasted on the untutored eyes of thieves and grubby urchins. Still, a promise is a promise. The girl takes it happily. Apparently, she likes the red bits. The powers of the flit approve, admitting her into the high places once more. Over the next week, she repays you in tidbits of information overheard on the rooftops. Ooh, we did it! Illegal art. Zan says persuasive. I love the implication that even if it's awful, you'll convince them it's brilliant. Yeah. Yeah, illegal art, commonly enveloped with just, yep. I don't want to admire her. I'm ignoring you. Alright. I want the action points. Alright, let's see if I can do any of these. Mr. Wines is holding a sale. Mr. Wines, the master who deals in drinkables, is throwing open its cellars. Not personally, of course. Its servant Gervais is overseeing the matter. Ah, but I don't have enough action points, and I don't really want wine. I'll discard you. Please give me time. No. See, I just don't get the time thing that often. Holly Envelop says this game is ace/aerophobic. Yeah, like, I don't know. I wouldn't mind having a romance with the character, I suppose, but the idea that I'm not allowed to not is deeply annoying. I can't do any of these, and none of these do give me more time. So I'm gonna have to use my fate. Thank you again, Ursat's Mouse, who isn't here, but still. So how do I use the fate to buy actions? I don't remember how anything happens. Is it in the fate section? Restore up to 20 actions. 10 fate. Click. Ta-da! We did it. Okay. Ursat's Mouse, you are here! Hello! Arguably, you use them doesn't apply any feelings on your part, says Ursat's Mouse. That is true, but it also says certain things about you as a person that I don't necessarily want to commit to. Let's see. Jabal says, I have just discovered that cuttlefish eyes are well enough developed in an early stage that they can start seeing before they hatch out of their egg. That's really interesting. Up to your neck at work, Ursat's Mouse. It's totally fine. It's lovely that you dropped by. Let's see. Now that we have a bit of fate left, maybe it's time to get a little bit more into the sneaky side of things. My stealth is only... my shadowy is only 10, and I'd quite like to increase that. So let's go have a look in Spite. Oh, I should read out the description of Spite before I go there, in fact. So, I will do that. Hi Sam, welcome! Yes, it's time for sneaky business. So Spite, the ragged old market of Spite, is known for its silk weavers and its pickpockets. Blythenhale is notorious for its feral cats. Oh my gosh, we have to go there. Flowerdean Street is the heart of the worst rookery in Fulham, London. We also have to go to the rookery. Okay, anyway. How do I get to Flowerdean? Blythendale? Blythedale? Where's the cats? Show me the cats! Oh yeah, I'm already here. How do I... How? Aha. So our options are: try your hand at the Pickpockets Promenade, making your name a courier's secret, the Alleys of Spite. The ragged old market of Spite is known for its silk weavers and its pickpockets. Ambition light fingers. Before you came down here, you heard through a contact here that she had a line on a diamond the size of a cow. Oh my gosh. Rob a drunk? Fall asleep in the gutter around here? Oh my goodness. I have to find the feral cats. Zan, you're with me on this, aren't you? We have to find these cats. Ninetail Dragon says, can you imagine anything shadier than the church in London? Calmly Enveloped says, the eternal cry of the witch. Show me the cats. Absolutely. I don't know where the cats are. How do I get to the place that it described? I want to get to Blythedale. Oh, we have to find the cats. I probably haven't unlocked it yet. Alright, let's see. Well, let's go look through the alleys of spite. Maybe we'll find... Eavesdrop on a random target. The cats of spite! I found the cats! Success! Yeah, it wasn't unlocked to me yet, Amaka. I haven't found this area yet. But we found the cats, it's fine. The cats of spite. Fallen Londoners pursue cats avidly. Why? Because they're cats. The ignoble art of cat catching. Catch a cat, catch a secret, a toothy footpad confides. They can be tricksy, though. I am going to catch a cat. Oh my gosh, there's so many cat-related options. Is this game the best game ever made? Completely, entirely possible. Oh, okay. All right, let's catch these cats. If you catch the right one, it'll tell you a secret. But it's bad luck to hurt them, well, I never would. And it's damnably hard to sneak up on a cat. Catch a tabby cat in the alleys of spite? They say all cats are grey in the dark, but tabbies are the most talkative and least useful. Catch a ginger tom on the rooftops. That's like Merlin, my cat. Okay. Ginger toms are the most arrogant of their kind. They like to stalk the rooftops and pretend the city belongs to them. The good news is you can sneak up on them while they're preening. The bad news is you need to do it on the rooftops. Don't look down. That sounds really cool. That's super chancy for me. Catch a white cat softly now. White cats tend to be deaf, which might be why they're so watchful. Ooh, catch a black cat. 12% chance. You didn't know cats came in this particular black. It's as if someone's cut a hole in a shadow and filled it with ink. I want to catch every cat. I'm sorry, I shouldn't yell, but this is cats right now. I'm very excited. Ninetailed Dragon, you can choose all of them if you're willing to stick at it long enough. Oh, I will. Ninetailed Dragon says there's a limitless supply of cats in spite, to which Sam replies, ironically, there is also a limitless supply of spite in cats. Oh my goodness. Wasn't very loud on the audio? Oh, thank goodness. I do have my gain stupidly low. Alright, let's carry on. Coffee Envelopes is a meowery out of cats. Ah, my chat, always funnier than I am. Alright, let's see. Let's catch a tabby cat. 100% chance of success. I get to hold a cat, a talking cat. I can't wait. Got it. It wriggles and yowls and scratches. Oh, ouch. But eventually it swaps a secret for its freedom. Ooh, okay, okay. Let's do it again. I want another cat. Let's just a 50% chance. I'm gonna try. There's no reason I shouldn't try. They're arrogant, but I can catch them while they're grooming, so it got away. It knew you were there all along, but it waited until the last moment to step aside and watch you plunge into the street. You grab a gutter and haul yourself back aboard, thinking dark thoughts as it saunters off over the roof edge. Oh, that was good though. Alright, let's try each of them, right? Should we try each of them? There's still a chance that I'll get one, so... It got away, the white cat. A gas lamp flares unexpectedly. Your shadow falls across the cat and it darts away and is gone. Look, I'm still learning. I'm learning things by doing this, so I'm just gonna keep trying. Is this even costing me actions right now? You didn't know cats came in this particular black. Yeah, I knew that. Click. Nothing doing, it's gone. Was it ever there to begin with? Suddenly you're not sure. Ah. It is costing me actions, okay. I wish it was clearer on when things cost actions and when they don't. It's a bit random on this. Sam says, I'm just imagining you running across a plaza chasing these cats, yelling, let me love you. Yes. Calmly enveloped, Fluttershy voice, you are going to love me. That's a My Little Pony reference, and it is well pitched towards me. Tabs that don't cost actions have a 0 on them. As mouse. Thank you. Oh, that's very useful intel. And Like and Bites has confirmed it. Yeah, that's very, very good. So if they cost more than 1, then they will, or less than 1, then they'll have a number next to them. And the rest of the time, it's just 1. Okay, brilliant. That's really, really good intel. Thank you. All right, I want to spend the rest of my 16 points catching cats, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to have one more chance at the Ginger Tom, though. Okay, well. It knew you were there all along. Yeah, I plunged to the street. That's a shame. Look, I tried. I did catch one cat, and it did give me some secrets. Oh, my real life ginger cat is on my desk. Hello, Merlin. I will feed you when it's not the stream, Merlin. He's actually very easy to catch. Everyone's saying hi to you, Merlin. Isn't that great? Yeah, you can have cuddles from Sam and Zan. Yeah? Alright, sorry. Brief pause to cuddle my cat. People who play multiplayer video games with me, like, I'll be playing some really intense, like, Battle Royale or something, and they just have to deal with the fact that partway through the game, I'll just be talking to my cat. I might die because I'm petting him. And I'm very serious about the games, but, you know, I'm very serious about petting my cat, so. Call me says, but I have never been fed. Look at me, I'm wasting away, as Merlin. Yeah, that is exactly what he's thinking. Although when I took him to the vet the other day, I sat next to a woman who said, gosh, that is a big cat. He's not that big, but he's definitely not wasting away. Sam says, glad to see you have your priority straight, V. Oh, absolutely. Nothing can convince me otherwise. No one even tries. Let's see. What else can we do here in the dark part of town of Spite? Was there anything else in the alleys of Spite? Courier work? Intercept a courier? I don't really want to pickpocket, and I have plenty of whispered hints. What else is there? Making your name a courier's secret. Let's have a look. Spite teams with penny pickpockets. To rise above the crowd, you'll need to pull off something ambitious. You've heard of a courier who moves incendiary secrets for anarchists. If you could intercept them. I do like collecting secrets. Homlane Phillips says, do you know about the Chonkers subreddit? I do not, but I can guess what that is. Oh my goodness. A squirrely urchin claims to know the courier's route, but she wants payment before she'll part with her information. I don't have a lot of moon pearls. Hone your shadowy skills. The alleys of Spite offer many opportunities and victims. I'll take me to the alleys of Spite. But I want the secrets. Ooh, but is it going to cost me 100 of my moon pearls? Ooh, I'll just hone my skills again. Let's do a little bit of courier work. Speed, stealth, silence. The Ministry of Public Decency opens letters. Postmen are harried to distraction by savage cats. Many desperate souls turn to private couriers for help. This sounds like my speed. Let's do this. A courier job. The costermongers of Spite sell chestnut mushrooms, blind cave herring, smoked bat, and secrets. The steely-eyed costermonger needs you to take a secret to a colleague 5 streets away. Time is of the essence. Oh, this is fun. Okay. This is good training. Maliki, welcome! San says, I love how the priorities today are cats and secrets. Absolutely. Those are always our priorities. But now that I know that there's a whole area full of catching cats, that's going to be a big part of every stream. Maliki says, I was going to drop by, but I got sidetracked by my new gaming device. Maliki has a PS5, so I don't blame you for that. That's amazing that you've got it set up. Alright, let's have a look. Take a long, safe, unobserved route. You'll probably get there on time, but you won't earn a bonus. I want a bonus! Attempt a shortcut through a more dangerous area. You might earn the bonus, but there's a significant chance you'll get lost, and a tiny chance you'll get eaten. Eaten! Okay, oh wait, but what's this? Oh, it costs fate. I'm not doing that. Shortcut through a more dangerous area. Let's go. My shadowy went down? No, it went up. It went up. Oh, I'm okay. Well ahead of time. The costermonger grins when you return. Nice work. Here's a little bonus for you. You've learnt something about keeping an eye open, too. My shadow increased to 11. I gained 20 moon pearls, and my watchful is increasing. That was a great move. Good work by me. All right. Sam says, did you just say short cat, or did they imagine that? I wish I had said short cat. Malachi says I haven't even played a game on it yet. Oh. I'm sure you've got lots of really fun things to play. It's gonna be awesome. Jabal Vargas says, I wonder if there are squid cats. I will pick up a squid cat so fast. I hope there are. That would be amazing. Hey, Merlin, you can go. You can go, Merlin. Really. I'm not gonna be around for a little while. Alright. A short cat like a munchkin? Okay. I think the Allies of Spite are going pretty well. My shadow is still only 11, so I'm probably going to want to train that off stream so I can catch all those cats. Ninetailed Dragon says, I'm ticked off there are no foxes in London. There should absolutely be loads of foxes in London. They are a staple urban animal. Let's see. I've got 2 cards rating. Shroom hopping races? Click. Okay. A day at the races. Shroom hopping races are a popular event at Bugsby's Marshes. A stroke of luck. You overhear 2 race goers. Oh no, it costs fate. I'm not even going to read it. If you aren't lucky enough to attend an event in person, you can settle down with London's finest racing periodical. Okay. Or a disgraceful spectacle. Shroom hopping indeed. That reminds you, you'd been meaning to write to the papers a stern letter about the disgraceful spectacle of shroom hopping and the low behavior it encourages. No, let's go read about the racing. Oh, dangerous is increasing. Ooh. A second-hand pleasure. It's not like being there, but it's an entertaining read. Winners, losers, betrayals, wolf attacks, race-fixing scandals, and a wonderfully libelous gossip column compiled by Tawdry. The correspondents of the Post have a lyrical enthusiasm that makes the knife and candle results look almost dry by comparison. You can learn a great deal by reading war stories. This is interesting. There's the wolf attacks and there's like hopping mushrooms. I want to go to one of these races. Oh. Oh my goodness, I am getting all stuffed up again. My body is like, excuse me. My body hates me doing these streams. I don't know why. It just begins to melt all of my like mucus. Too much information probably, but that's the situation. If you're wondering why it sounds so stuffy. Okay. Okay, we've got half an hour left of the stream, which is plenty of time to get lots done. We've got 14 actions. I'm excited. We're gonna make some stuff happen. I thought I had more cards waiting. Let me refresh the page. Okay. Chibal says, I was over the other side of the room and misheard this as shrew hopping, and I'm now disappointed at the lack of tiny bouncing insectivores. Note for my benefactor. My secret benefactor that I'm a little bit afraid of, because I don't know who they are or why they're doing this. Could you be a dear and get me some books? A few volumes of the Cryptos Spelunkus Almanac, and anything similar you can find. Leave them under a big ash tree in Tyrant's Gardens. Well, I do live above a bookseller. The book in the ministry. The Cryptos Spelunkus Almanac has been declared forbidden by the Merlin, stop hitting my arm. Forbidden by the Ministry of Public Decency. Finding a bookseller who might part with a copy shouldn't be beyond you, though. You're having none of this? You're not gallivanting around the city on the orders of some unknown villain. Hang them and their humbugs! Because they gave me humbugs. I'm gonna get them the book. They're helping me, and I don't have a lot of friends in London right now. Also, who cares if it's declared forbidden by the Ministry of Public Decency? I'll take their money, but I'm not gonna actually follow their laws. Alright. Excuse me. Ash and books. Acquiring a few copies of the books tries your patience more than your charm. You listen to voluble booksellers talk about their charges for hours, but you come away with book in hand and a few other suppressed texts for good measure. The great old ash tree is covered in scratched marks. Spies have been using it to leave messages for years, and there's now precious little space left on the bark. You drop the books off. A gaggle of urchins watch you suspiciously, but none of them go near the books. My persuasive is increasing. My protege, the mysterious benefactor, is increased to 4. I'm now associated with a benefactor. And I now have 15 prescribed material and 1 favor with the urchins. Interesting. I love that I have a bunch of prescribed materials. This was the right choice. Okay. Jubal says, I am in favor of giving people books. Sam says, I am too. Yeah. Oh, Maliki has to leave. Bye, Maliki. Thanks so much for dropping by, and I hope you have fun with your PS5. Zad says, fun fact, Tchaikovsky had a benefactor who gave him a sizable amount of money every month so he could write his music full-time, on the condition that he could never ever see or speak to her. Wow! I want that kind of benefactor. That's amazing. Wow. Alright. Somehow I don't think that sort of thing is going to happen with Patreon in the modern era. Not that I have Patreon, I have Ko-fi. An implausible penance. At the Catholic Church of St. Leonard off Flowerdean Street, the priest takes a frankly heterodox approach to confession. A gift of time! Hello, delicious friends. We hope this little gift helps you to enjoy some extra respite in London. Unlocked when you do not have a beneficence. I don't know what a beneficence is. If anyone knows how I have that. Because I never seem to get a gift of time. So I'd like to know how I don't have, how I can avoid that situation. Common Velvet says, thank you for having Ko-fi. Patreon is VC funded. VC? Yeah, I just moved because the Patreon kept having increasingly shady practices, so I was just like, Ko-fi will do. Alright, let's have a little further look. Venture capitalist! Oh, great, wonderful. Yeah, no, I'm very glad I've moved to Ko-fi. Let's have a look at an implausible penance. Trade stories with him, and he will pass on commissions and opportunities as penance. Oh, he's just giving out criminal jobs. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Why is my nose so stuffy? The smuggler's grave. Your soul has seen better days. Perhaps you should look for a replacement. This job may pay in souls. Click. I was like, I don't even need to think. I don't know what that means, but I know I want the souls. Sam says, what shady stuff is Patreon doing? I mean, I don't think it's anything that means you shouldn't support people you want to support on Patreon. But it's things like when they wanted to do payday, they created payday loans for creators. They were doing, there was some funding problems. I've put most of it from my mind at this point because I don't use it as a creator anymore. Like client side, patron side, I don't think there's as many problems. But on the creator side, they kept increasing the fees, and they seemed to favor large creators and not really care how it affected smaller creators and things like that. And I was just like, I'm not a fan anymore, so I use Ko-fi. But anyway, enough about that. The souls. The smuggler's grave. You've picked up a tip. In a city where death is a temporary inconvenience, graves are often empty and graveyards quiet. They make ideal spots for smugglers to store their loot. Ooh, okay. Oh my gosh, I have to go to a graveyard. It's a fictional graveyard. It's okay, V. There's no music. It's too spooky. Put the music back on. I'm afraid. Okay. Oh no, the music is spooky. 1 stone in 1,000. Now, if I were a grave filled with illicit goods transported at night out of the sight of the constables, which grave would I be? 82% chance of success. try to glimpse a notorious smuggler. Persistent rumours have placed a notorious honey smuggler at the graveyard. The constables would pay for a detailed description. I feel like if I'm going to be taking on criminal jobs, I shouldn't really be turning other smugglers in, you know? That could backfire on me. Let's see. Let's go look for the grave. We're very watchful. 82%. Come on. I think we did it. Eliza Trove, beloved mother? That was foolish of them. It takes a few days of careful observation and an hour's furtive, frantic spade work to uncover the smuggler's cache. You come away from the operation a little wealthier, although you can't help but wonder why this particular commodity is coming in across the Untersee. You succeeded in a watchful challenge. I have 210 souls, but I've lost a favor with the criminals. I don't mind having no favors with the criminals. I wanted the souls. I have souls in a bottle. Oh my goodness. Zan says, don't call the cops on another smuggler. Snitches get stitches. I'm a big fan. A large number of projects I work on involve soul jars, so this is delighting me. Zan says, it's like an entire army of souls. Yeah, but its soul is like... Is each one soul? Or maybe the souls are divided up and soul is more of a general material. I don't really know. But I'm excited that I have 210 of them. Ninetailed Dragon says you want to be careful with the soul trade. Oh, I'll find out. Maybe witches get stitches, says Sam. Oh, Mitch says souls. Are you stealing people's shoes? Sure, Mitch, that's what we're doing. Look, someone else was going to have these souls. Now I've got them. Neighborhood watch. Alright, let's have... Oh, wait. No, did I click the right thing? I did. I wasn't looking when I clicked. I was looking at Melon. Okay. Neighborhood watch. A spate of area diving plagues the residents of Moloch Street. Opportunistic burglars slip into homes through the entrances used by the kitchen staff. The residents have pooled their resources to hire a watchman. Okay. Watch the crowd. Moloch Street is a busy thoroughfare, but patience is the key. The criminal only has to make one mistake. Or organize an inside job. If you can win the residents' trust, you'll be in the perfect place to pull a heist. Oh, that's rough. Ooh. I'm gonna look for the person who's just robbing everyone, sure. Caught in the act. You single out the suspicious types. A trio of young men linger by a gas lamp. An urchin perches on a lintel. An older gentleman is seized by a consumptive cough and slips deftly into the passage between two houses. Aha! When he emerges, slipping a silver snuff box into his pocket, you're waiting for him with a constable. The burglar's eyes are young, his silver hair a wig. A newcomer to the city, it seems. Well, nothing says welcome to London like a spell in New Newgate. I do know that, seeing as I started in London in New Newgate. This person is going to become another player. Guarantee it. Sans says this is getting into Elder Scrolls territory now. Yes, absolutely. Alright. I've gained a new quality, Steadfast. Steadfast? What does it mean? Nope, it won't tell me. Alright. Okay. I think this is going okay. We've spent a lot of time here in Spite. I really like to... I might visit the spiders. I know that I'm probably not good enough to do anything with them yet. But I just want to know... Oh, hang on. The cloistered diatomist is out here. That's our friend who's been showing us all the algae. Well, our future friend. We've marked him out for friendship. Zan says, visit the spiders! Oh, I'm absolutely going to visit the spiders, but first I'm going to visit the diatomist. The art that keeps him a recluse brings him joy, but at the cost of many hours spent huddled over the microscope. So, perhaps he'd welcome a gentle reintroduction to the current pastime of London society. Time to get high on honey. Alright. Let's see. Suggest a visit to the honey dens? He needn't partake if he's unwilling. Simply venturing outside his rooms would be good for him. And you being seen in his company wouldn't harm you either. Am I trying to get, like... I'm trying to get fame by being friends with him. Bring the honey den to him. In honey, acquaintances grow closer, becoming friends, sharing secrets, spoons, and dreams. Ew, don't share spoons. Perhaps in the comfort of his own lodgings, he'll embark on a honey dream with you. I mean, if we're going to go and get high, I guess I'd rather do it at home. Let's do that. Soft demurral. Oh, he says no. The diatomist smiles but shakes his head. I do hope you don't think me a Puritan. He places a cloth over his microscope and tidies away his work. But please don't let that stop you. I'll wait for you here. I have a book I've been meaning to finish. He sounds so fun. It emerges he has nothing against honey per se. It is more that it tends to make the imbiber focus unduly on what is not there. His kind of art requires complete focus on what is. Some diatomists partake without harm, but he'd rather not take the risk. Oh no, we did succeed! Yay! I like this response way better. Oh, that's good. Oh, I have to explore a flirtation with diatomist? Oh no, with diatomy. How much points do I have left? The diatomist first drew your attention as an elusive social target. You've been seen together, enough to prove your ability to inveigle your way into the most exclusive social circles. Word has spread, but is your interest genuine? Do you want to find out more about the man and his all-consuming work? Assist the man in presenting to his peers. His work should speak for itself, alas it does not, nor does he, his shyness causing him to mumble. If he lets you, you could be of great service. Or, no, let things stay as they are. The companionship you have is perfectly pleasant. To know someone any better risks learning enough to dislike them. Why not simply continue to enjoy what you have? I want to become a scientist with my friend the diatomist. So let's help him give his presentation and be a good friend. Zan says the art that keeps him a recluse brings him joy. Absolutely. Nine-Tailed Dragon says the cloistered diatomist attitude toward honey mirrors my own towards several real-world recreational drugs. Yeah, absolutely same. I don't do drugs, I don't do alcohol, but I don't really have a problem with anyone doing any of those things. What does Jubal Barker say? I like this diatomist guy. He'll be one of those saved when the cuttlefish Marquess takes their rightful place at the head of the burbling species of ape descendants. Oh, okay. Alright, let's assist him in presenting to his peers. A triumph. At first, your listeners dismiss your claims as flamboyance and exaggeration. But once they've clapped their eyes to the microscope, they recant in excitable chorus. The diatomist glows with pride, gaining enough confidence to even hazard taking a question or three. Oh, you've helped someone who was nervous. This is what I want to play video games for. Alright. Yay! Okay, I'm really happy about that. Oh, a new card. Rat related. We'll get to that. First, we're gonna go visit the spiders. Play decoy for a street magician. Oh my, there's so many interesting things to do. How does anyone get anything done? Zan says, or caffeine for that matter? Yeah, I actually can't even have caffeine. I get very ill. Nine-Tailed Dragon says, though it is kind of funny watching certain kinds of people swear blue that alcohol isn't a drug. I think alcohol is more of a drug than weed or a great many other things other people take, to be completely honest with you. Let's have a little look. Vale Garden. Logos, welcome. Your advice is more or less by focusing an area after an area. See, I've just been jumping around everywhere, absolutely, just wildly. Alright. We're going to Velga. Wait. Oh, the Sea Mandrake. Then if we go into the cellars and further down, I think I was told this is endgame content, but I've been there before and I'm going again. We're going to gradually get these spiders to like us. Head into the cellars and further down. Mr. Chimes's grand clearing out broke the earth beneath the singing mandrake, narrowly avoiding it tumbling into the depths. The pub has been shored up and a permanent, if narrow, entrance remains at the back of its cellar. Will you descend beneath to the Spider Symposium? Perhaps you wish to check that it is in no danger of finishing its debates. Or perhaps you want to participate. How fortunate it is that they are articulate and philosophical, not merely hungry. I'm going. I have to go. I have to engage in the Spider Symposium. I've been to one before, and I can't get enough of it. Alright. Calmly enveloped, your messages are getting through. I can see them. If I have missed some of your messages, I do apologize. This chat's moving quite quickly today. Let's see. Propose a pertinent point. You cling to the web beside the Titan. From the ceiling, you would have a commanding view of the room, were it not for a lack of light. Perhaps it's for the best. Not being able to see the hunger of your audience will make for easier confidence in speaking. The symposium is discussing language. Oh yeah, we sided with an old Titan spider, rather than the young, angry spiders. The symposium is discussing language, but what aspect? Its relationship to thought? Parts of speech? The nature of meaning? How it relates to truth or reality? Yes, whispers the isolated Titan. You can barely hear its voice over the rustle of so many spiders constantly shifting. You are a novelty here and are permitted to speak. Ooh, I can't wait. Oh, it was messing up Calmly Enveloped? I'm sorry. Mitch says, can you attend the Spider Symposium on the web? I think the Nervous Weasel is, assumably, it's related to the kind of skills that you know. They all use the same skill. I don't know. Nighthawk Dragon. Anyway. Suggest that thought shapes language. Not, as some spiders here have proposed, the inverse. Language is a tool of the mind. It is not the mind itself. I have a 45% chance of doing that. Seems okay. Suggest that language shapes thought. Language, whether spoken, written, signed, or clicked, is both the medium in which we think and a constraint upon our minds. 18% chance. Posit that language makes reality. A reach, perhaps, but if you state it with sufficient confidence, your assertion is sure to confound at least some. 12% chance. That's rough. That's rough. Suggest that they define knowledge. To reach a conclusion, they must establish what they seek to know. But first they must understand what it even is to know. What is knowledge? It's getting very obfuscated. 9% chance. There's a bunch of stuff I don't have items for. Alright. This was unlocked with the academic moves, 18% chance. I think a 45% chance. I'm probably not going to do it successfully, but I'm going to give it a damn good go. We're suggesting that thought shapes language. Mistaking a poet for more? Those spiders you support fall silent. The rest of the symposium hisses in disdain. A bewhiskered, scholarly spider takes the floor. You quote from another source, from another, because you yourself have nothing. You reach for something trite and worse, overused. Further, the great bard was no philosopher. He aimed to entertain, not educate. Its legs click on the stone as it draws itself to its full height. I challenge you to prove that you'd still enjoy the scent if it were called the stinkweed or corpse flower. I suspect the plant would lose its luster. Dang! I can't convince these spiders that I'm more intelligent than a lowly poet! As if poetry's not... Anyway. So silly. I'm having a good time. My persuasion is increasing. I'm learning a lot from these spiders. I could try one more time. No, didn't succeed. All right, let's make our way out in shame. The important thing is we did attend another spider symposium, and one day we will impress these spiders. Oh, rat card. Feasting on the remains. She should never have stolen from devils. She's very dead indeed now, but what happened to her things? Wait, what is this? What else was I supposed to have read? No, this is all we've got. Have we just found a dead body? A thief's legacy. Fast Hetty was good, but not good enough to steal from hell. Her ruined corpse has been left in a public park. And if you're quick, there might be something good left on it. I mean, it's a risk, but it's a free card, so... We got it! Okay. First among equals. The devils have taken their due, but there's a little left for you. I've got a bundle of oddities! And my shadow is increasing, and my cat just yelled. Melon, you're right. Alright, onwards. Oh, it's more of that weird warm amber, isn't it? You can feel the pulses beneath the flimsy linen like a tiny sleeping animal. Warm amber. Someone wrapped it with a note. For the children. Well, maybe we'll get more squids now that we have that. This is going really well. I think this is going well. I wonder what a spider-run internet would be called to calmly enveloped. Sam says, I look forward to the day when I can impress the spiders. Sam says I should put bundle of oddities on my bio. It is a good phrase, isn't it? Alright. Okay, let's go home a second and see if there's anything to do at home. We live above a bookstore. I don't know if you remember that. It's very exciting. Visit your exceptional library. No, that's not what we want. That's paid stories. That's a paid story. Attend to your social engagements. There is in London all that life can afford. Or find news stories, chat with a local gossip. Those little eyes see all. Let's attend to my social engagements. There is in London all that life can afford, which is precisely the problem. How to choose between the plethora of invitations that a Londoner of even moderate social standing will be exposed to. How to pick between the various theatres and music halls. It's enough to drive a person to seclusion. Consider your calendar. There are only so many evenings one can make available to others. Should you pursue a romance, end one, or simply arrange a game of chess? I don't really want to... Know your neighbours. Social engagement section of your lodgings enable you to engage in social acts. She's just telling me about it. Yeah, I've moved to a new area. You got nothing for me? Wait, no, compose letters. Okay. Hang on. Compose letters to other players and send them. That's unlocked for me now. I can now send people postcards. This is great news. Attend to matters of society. Attend to matters of watchfulness and nightmares. Here you may find watchful pursuits and opportunities to lower nightmares. My nightmare is 1 right now. Attend to matters of shadows and suspicion. Attend to matters of danger and wounds. I don't really want to be dangerous. Attend to matters of persuasion and scandal. Send a message to a contact. Give a gift of fate. No. Attend to matters of the heart. Pursue a relationship with another player. You can date other players in this game? My goodness. But you can't not have a past admirer. Ooh, new card. Court and sell the constables. The constables protect the rich, the powerful, and the masters. But sometimes, too, they protect the wretched poor. There are any number of constabulary-supported charities and benevolent funds. A small donation will earn you a little credit with the gentleman in blue. No. Get out of here. Alright, I'm not sure which of these I want to pursue. I haven't got a lot of time left, but I'd like to... Maybe I send a message to a contact? Bargain with portly sommelier. Ooh, arrange for the retrieval of the whisper-locked sea chest. No, cost 3 fate. I won't do that. Alright. Oh, this will allow you to draw a connected card of your choice immediately without waiting for it to show up. I'm going to arrange a meeting with a contact. Signed and sealed. Convenient to call at around 4 o'clock. Select onward to choose who you're meeting. Can I choose someone? Meet with criminals. Meet with the folks of the docks. Ask for a quiet chat with the blind helmsman. That sounds interesting. Meet with the revolutionaries. No, they blow things up. Meet with the churchmen. No. Constables, no. Meet with the spies of the great game. Leave a whalebone button atop a certain tree stump. Someone will be there at the arranged time. That sounds cool. Meet with the chosen of society. Arranging invitations, that ancient game. A little like mahjong. A little like puppeteering. Meet with the urchins. Meet with devils. I do really want to meet a devil. Meet with your bohemian friends. Meet with rubbery men! We're meeting the rubbery men! Rubbery men occasionally loiter in a dark alley near a rookery off Moloch Street. If you're lucky, you might be able to find some there now. We are absolutely going to meet with the rubbery men. I have to go and meet them. Alright, let's see. The rubbery men. Slime trails beneath the false stars. Only the gleam of nacreous eyes is visible in the hushed dark. The intimation of spongy limbs extending to greet you. A chorus in the gloom. Ooh, that Haru! I want to make squiddy sounds into the mic, but I think it'll be pretty disgusting. I'll have to build up to that. I need to practice my squid sounds. I've lost a favorable circumstance? Oh, is that because I made the contact with them instead of them finding me? I'm just pleased I got to contact them. I could shake hands. I could give amber. Ooh, I can accept a damp gift. He's offering something that looks like a child wrapped in muddy muslins? An internal organ from some tremendous insect? An egg sac? He seems reluctant, though. This wasn't an option last time, and I'm clicking it. Underneath the webby wrappings, something glows. Deep amber. Handfuls of it. Covered in some sort of lemony-smelling slime, of course, but never look a gift squid in the mouth. Still, certain disturbing conjectures occur to you about the stuff. Where did the rubbery man go? He was here just a moment ago. He's given me 500 nodules of deep amber. I've gained 1 sudden insight. But my favors with the rubbery men quality is gone. Dang, I'll have to meet them again sometime. I want to have favors with the rubbery men. Because they're really cool and I want them to come and hang out with me. Oh, wow. Crazypedia says, how often do you get inside tokens? Oh. This is really cool. Okay. We're heading towards the end of the stream now. We have a lot of items, so I'm gonna go to the bazaar and see if we can buy anything exciting. Because we could sell some things and get some things. Now, I'm happy with where we live, but what else is there to get? There's pets, right? Where's the pets? Click, wait, where's the pets? Hello? Zoologicals. Cheerful goldfish, a lucky weasel, a reprehensible lizard, a sulky bat, talkative ratus faber. Yes, yes, I know. Yes, just shut up for a moment, let me think. Reduces watchful, shadowy, dangerous, and persuasive. I wonder, is that... Seems like a terrible pet! It makes you worse at everything. Oh, okay. Araby fighting weasel. Dazed raven advisor. They say ravens can be as wise as owls. This one is not, but it does occasionally say useful things. And you can upgrade it. Interesting. Tame sorrow spider. I don't want to be dangerous, but I do love the sorrow spiders. Alright, and these are just... I mean, I don't think I can probably afford the raven, but I'm going to go have a look at what I can sell. Should I sell things? People who know about this game, is it worth selling some of the things I have? Like, I feel like I have a lot of things that are surely worth money, and I have no money. It is worth selling some things. Says Amica. Okay. Nighthawk Dragon says you should at least read the Overgoat's description. The Overgoat. The Overgoat. All fear the Overgoat. Do not imagine you can hide from it. Watchful plus 20, Dreaded plus 1, Bizarre plus 1, Caprine Authority plus 1. I want the Overgoat desperately, but it's 11,000 fallen bucks, and which I don't have. I want to sell some things. What's good for selling? Alright, I have a lot of wine. Let's sell 150 over 157. How much do I get for that? 150. Oh, I just get such little money. Okay. 181. That went well. I have 1,000 jade fragments. It's commonplace, so I might as well sell a lot of it, right? 900? 9! Okay. All right. I'm selling my jade fragments. Moon pearl. Oh, nodules of deep amber. I've been given lots of these by the rubbery men. Oh, I'm getting actual money. Piece of rusty gold. Rats on a string. Shards of glim. I'll sell 300. How much do I have now? I have a lot of money. Okay. My whispered hints. I feel like I need to hang on to those because it keeps unlocking things. My souls. They're worth a lot more. Oh, I have so much stuff. Okay, okay. Hold on. Let's have a look at the pet. As much as I want the heptagoat. It looks like I can sell other people's souls, Sam. Loga says the best part about it is the open secret that the Uber goat exists and can be made when you buy 2 overgoats. The Uber goat! Okay, well I don't have the money for any goats. But let's go have a look at the pets. Because I think we have clothes right now. Let me just check. I'm wearing a faded morning suit. Yeah, that seems fine. Pets, 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 pets. I want the raven. Hello? What was it? Nassau Zoologicals. Okay. I mean, I really like the idea of the talkative rat, but the fact that it just ruins everything. The dazed raven advisor. We're gonna get it. Wait, just shrieked mandrake? Soak 1 mandrake root in solution herbs, formaldehyde, in order to blunt its shriek. Leave in cage with songbird 9 weeks. Serve. Oh no. Aww. It's like a declawed cat. That seems mean. I want the spider, but I just can't. It's not what I'm trying to do. I'm gonna get this raven. I just want the 1 raven, please. Oh, that was so much money. 12 echoes. That's what the fallen bucks are. They're echoes. Okay. Let's go have a look. I have to refresh so that we can see it. The raven is good. You can evolve it Pokemon style. You are speaking my language right now. It did say you can upgrade it, which I am hyped for. Alright, where's my raven? Where's my raven? Where's my raven? Is it in my, like, clothing? It is. So at the moment, I'm hanging out with a Blemigan tourist. But we'll hang out with him another time. Watchful 8, Dangerous Supers are 2. Oh, I do like my Blemigan tourist. Maybe I shouldn't do anything with the raven yet, because at the moment, my Blemigan tourist is giving me much better advantages. Jabal says, I really need to make it so the pets in my own game work properly. You can get a couple, but I keep needing to have the ability to name them and not getting around to it. Yeah, games are very time consuming. The more customization you want to put into them, like from my small experience of game devs, just like the more options you want to give people, the more difficult it is. But I mean, it is appreciated, I think. Sam says, I like that it's a mushroom which enjoys excursions. Yeah, we met it outside a cake shop. We bought it some cake, and now it hangs out with us. Yeah, Jabal, what's your game about? Let's see. If you want to talk about it, you really don't have to. Crazy Petey says, going to go watch private industry launch a poorly aged fake spaceman into space, and maybe not let him come back. If only. Well, goodbye, Crazypedia. Thank you for coming. It's been wonderful. I think I'm gonna begin. I'm wrapping up now anyway. I've gone over because I was spending so much time in the bazaar unexpectedly. We have 6 echoes. We have enormously increased our wealth and doubled our pets. So things are going pretty well. And now I'm going to click to the end screen. So yes, thank you so much for coming and keeping me company. This has been a lot of fun. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day. And I'll see you next week, unless you want to come and join me on Friday for some games, for some different games. So goodbye, everyone.